Screen Team Media.
I think Titanic will have a different meaning to people who saw it 14, 15 years ago that have gone on in their lives, maybe gotten married, maybe they have children, maybe they're going to look at love and life and what has meaning differently now than they did then. Maybe it'll be less about the kind of the glow of romantic love, which is a sort of a teenage idea, and more about that sense of duty and what we're here on this planet for, and what we mean to each other, and all those things that older audience members get out of it. So, you know, Titanic always has something for you, no matter what your age. If you're an 8-year-old boy, man, there's nothing cooler than that ship with those engines, and then of course all the things that happen as it sinks and so on becomes a survival story. If you're in your teens and you're experiencing the emotions of love and your first relationships, you know, it's going to feel very powerful. It's going to feel like it's about you, you know. But if you're an audience member that saw the film, you know, 14, 15 years ago on the big screen, it's going to bring those feelings flooding back that you had then. If you're a fan of the movie, I don't have to sell to you, you know. I think if you're skeptical that the film might still have power the way it did back then, my feeling is it's hard for me to be objective, that it's going to be more powerful. You know, look, I just want to see it on the big screen again. I just think that that's if I had my druthers, people wouldn't watch movies on small screens. They'd just always just go to the movie theater, like I do. Of course, that's not a practical reality for any of us, but I like to make movies for that experience. I think that's what I'm best at. So, you know, for Titanic to be consigned to video for the rest of its existence, you know, I just want to see it on the big screen one more time. And it's not like this is like the 15 years later. That, you know, that doesn't have any real meaning. 20 years, 25-year anniversary, maybe that makes some sense. But the 100th anniversary of the sinking, corresponding with the maturity of the 3D conversion technology, so we can offer it to you in a new form, that made sense to me. And you know, I think ultimately, you know, the 3D, it's less interesting to me that it's in 3D than that it's coming back to the big screen. The song's an interesting thing. I mean, James and I were really working well together on this film, and I knew we had a great score. I knew from the first piano sketches that he played for me at his house. He hadn't even seen a cut of the movie yet, and because I had encouraged him, I had actually challenged him. I said, you write 2 good themes. And I don't even need to see them to picture. I just want to hear the themes. And he went off, and all he did was watch dailies. He just watched dailies and dailies and dailies, and he got into the head of the movie. And then he went off, and I hadn't heard from him in a month or so. And in March of '97, this was months before we even recorded the music, he invited me over to his house, and he sat at the piano, just the 2 of us in his studio, and he played 2 themes. And I felt like I was going to cry. Just the beauty of the music and how perfectly it captured. One of them was I think ultimately became sort of the theme of Titanic. It's leaving Southampton, so optimistic, and then the power of the engines and all that. And the other one was the sort of tragic romantic Rose theme. And then he had another theme as well, which ultimately became the melody for the Celine Dion song. And between those 3, I had expected 2, and he had a 3rd one. And when he was done playing those 3 themes, the whole thing took, I don't know, 15 minutes. I said, I don't know if this is going to be a good or a bad movie, but it's going to be a great score. James and I just found ourselves working in a tighter and tighter and tighter collaboration, which I think was really fulfilling for both of us. Not always easy, because getting the music to fit the movie. I don't fit the movie to the music. The music has to fit the movie. But every challenge that I put down for him, he rose to. And I mean, as the music came in, I just thought it was so amazing.